The colonization of Africa by European countries has had a profound and lasting impact on the continent. The levels of crime, financial exploitation, developmental setbacks, and immense human costs have left deep scars, many of which are still felt today. However, Africa's relationships with countries outside Western Europe have taken on a different shape, often built on a foundation of more mutual respect and shared benefits. Russia's relationship with Africa, for example, has been marked by a fairer approach focused on mutual respect and dignity. Unlike the exploitative nature of colonial relationships, Russia's trade and diplomatic ties with African countries have aimed at fostering partnerships. Recently, Russia announced the cancellation of $20 billion worth of African debt, a move expected to bring significant benefits to African economies. By alleviating the debt burden, African nations can redirect resources towards socio-economic projects that will fuel sustainable development. China is another major player that has expanded its presence in Africa. China's investment in infrastructure, technology, and trade partnerships has made it a substantial contributor to the continent's growth. With projects ranging from railways to digital infrastructure, China's involvement is not only reshaping African cities and economies, but also helping foster a sense of economic self-sufficiency across the continent. This video will explore the evolution of Africa's relationships with Russia and China, highlighting how these partnerships have transformed over the years and the impact they're likely to have on accelerating the continent's growth. Additionally, we'll discuss the recent expansion of BRICS, a coalition that now includes South Africa, Ethiopia, and Egypt, which gives Africa a larger voice in the bloc. Let's start with the history of the Russia-Africa relationship throughout the years. The relationship between Russia and African nations has evolved significantly from the early 20th century to the present day, encompassing periods of limited interaction, strategic alliances during the Cold War, a hiatus following the Soviet Union's collapse, and a resurgence of engagement in recent years. In the early 1900s, Russia's involvement in Africa was minimal, primarily characterized by exploratory missions and limited diplomatic engagements. Notably, in 1897, the Russian Empire established a consulate in Tangier, Morocco, marking one of its initial formal diplomatic presences on the continent. The decolonization wave of the 1950s and 60s presented the Soviet Union with opportunities to expand its influence in Africa. Moscow supported various liberation movements and newly independent states, providing military aid, economic assistance, and ideological backing. For instance, during the Algerian War of Independence from 1954 to 1962, the Soviet Union supplied military, technical, and material support to the National Liberation Front. In Ethiopia, the Soviet Union established diplomatic relations in 1943 and later became a key ally following the 1974 revolution that ousted Emperor Haile Selassie. The USSR provided substantial military and economic aid, particularly during the Ogaden War from 1977 to 1978, where Soviet support was crucial in repelling Somali forces.